Good morning. My name is Michael Montgomery, and I'm the interim senior minister here at First Congregational Church. This morning, I'm here to introduce a panel of longtime members here to talk about this year's stewardship program. To my immediate left is Carl Flax, who's a longtime member, a retired high school social studies teacher, and known in the community as a passionate advocate for justice in our communities. To his left is Vicki Frederick, who has been a member for 2.5 years and is a retired social worker. And to her left is Katie Kamanjaran, who grew up in the church, got married in the church, had a baby, and is a fourth grade teacher in her spare time. We're grateful to all of you for appearing this morning, and we'll open the questions first with you, Carl. Tell us about how you have experienced God in your life.
Well, I feel the presence of God when I come to this building. There's something unique about the church, the sanctuary, the architectural style. And also, besides the building, there's the programs that the church stands for. And so, through the multiplicity of programs, I feel God. I've been involved in a lot of programs in the years that I've been here. Going back to 1971 when Mary Ellen and I joined the church. I taught Sunday school for 20 years. I was involved in raising money for something called the Crisis Action Fund to help needy people in Elgin that needed someplace to go to get short-term financial assistance. In 1980, I was the co-chair of our Laotian resettlement program for refugees that we brought. I also spent 28 years in the soup kitchen downstairs coordinating it. And most recently, I've been involved as one of the church's representatives to the Elgin Cooperative Ministry that seeks to help less fortunate people in Elgin. So that kind of is what I'm all about and what I find the church and the programs and God all about.
Thank you, Carl. Vicki, how would you answer that?
Well, I have experienced God through the love of my church family, and that was true when I was 5 years old and I was in Lutheran Sunday school, and it's true now when I come to FCC. But there were long periods of time in between where I did not have a church family and I was not feeling the presence of God at all. And through my husband, who sings in the choir here, and through meeting other church members, I learned that this church's values are my values and that those are the values of Jesus. And this is where I come to live those values and to love and be loved. That's how I feel the presence of God in my life now.
Thank you. Katie?
I think I would say through people's kindness to me and watching other people receive kindness, that comes to mind first. And with our church, the first thing that comes to mind is going on mission trips when I was in the youth group and getting to travel to lots of different states and help people, but also see my friends and my church family help people and the influences that they were making.
Thank you. So when you think about those experiences, how do you respond to God? Katie, we'll start with you this time.
Well, I guess I still go back to thinking about helping people, and I feel like I try and do that still every day in my life. I try and pass that on to my son and to my friends and to my students, just the importance of kindness and helping other people out when you're able to.
Vicki?
I respond by, I hope, bringing my best self to church, by also being kind, living those values of the church, also bringing my money and my time and my resources to where I have love and where I make my investment in my church home.
Carl?
I'm blessed to have what I think are two wonderful talents that I can offer to the Lord. One is an analytical mind, and the other is organizational skills. And I've put both of those to use in some of the programs that I've been involved in over 41 years as a member of this church. So I think that's how I respond.
As we look forward, what excites you most about the future of this church?
Well, hopefully, we'll continue to serve the needs of a diversified community in Elgin. And we'll spread the message and attract new people, and hopefully we'll grow.
Vicki?
Well, I think of all the things that are going on in this church, and I don't even know what they all are. I know a little bit about a few things. And what I'm doing to serve is sort of a drop in the bucket compared to what Carl has been involved in. I'm looking forward to learning more and doing more and being more involved.
Katie?
I think I look forward to watching my son grow up in the church and having some of the same experiences that I had. Being part of the youth group was such an important part of my middle school and high school years, so I hope he has the same experience, and then also getting to do some of the same things but from like an adult standpoint instead of a high school student standpoint.
Now, boy, your mom's in the church, and how many generations are there for you?
My grandparents became members, but my mom was already an adult.
Okay. So, but 1, 2, 3, 4 generations in your family have been members here so far. So, you know, Carl may be the senior citizen, but you're the new kid of Lawton.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. Yes. It's one of the neat things about this church, that you see multi-generational families who are gathered here, and you also find people who are coming in who don't have any relatives for miles around here, but this becomes their family, their circle of friends who, as Vicki so well put it, are united by values and a devotion to love of God and love of neighbor, and not being afraid of some things that, like justice, that many other churches would shy away from, and find a home here, for which we're grateful. Well, I thank you all very much. In the days, the weeks to come, of course, we hope that all of you in the congregation will also think about how you've been blessed by God and how you respond to God's blessings in your life by what you do and in how you give. We thank you and ask God's blessings on you this day.